What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate video. In today's video, we have an actually interesting topic. So if you guys obviously read the title of today's video, in a few months, in September, there's going to be Smash Ultimate Summit 5, which is the obviously 5th Smash Ultimate Summit event since the first one all the way back in 2019. And this event is big, obviously, because it's an invitational event and every single Smash Summit event is a big deal, but this event is an even bigger deal just because of the one factor, and that is the fact that MKLeo is going to be attending the same event as Aquila. Now, if you guys haven't watched any of my videos, Aquila, he is a 15-year-old, or he may be 16 now, Steve player who's recently come from the online era with Steve and has been dominating. He's won pretty much every single tournament that he's gone to, and he's another player that has just come out of the woodworks with Steve, and he's kind of been pushing the narrative, and people have been using his results to push the narrative that Steve is broken, Steve is blah blah blah, Steve is too good, you know, all these things, especially since he's been winning non-stop against all these other players, you know, and you didn't really hear of him before the online era came about. Now, this is an even bigger deal because that he has a chance, and there's a good possibility that he's going to end up playing against MKLeo in some form at the event. And so far, MKLeo somehow has avoided almost all of the major Steve players in bracket. So far, he's not faced a single. I'm pretty sure he played a few Steves, but they haven't been any like major PR or player ranked in their state Steves, just local Steves or random Steves, not any to the level of Aquila or even Onin. Steves like that have notable results, and he has not played any of them in bracket so far. So this is an actually big event, because if you guys remember, about a month ago when Onin, the Steve player, won the tournament in Japan, when Onin won Gamo, there was a big Twitter outrage whenever he won. You could see people were upset, being like, oh, this guy from Michigan, who wasn't even player PR'd, he just won this huge major tournament with Steve, and we've never heard of him before. There was this big argument about whether he would have won the event with any other character other than Steve, or if he would have even performed well if he wasn't playing Steve, and it ended up being #1 trending on Twitter that night. So you can tell the Twitter outrage was really high when that happened, so you can only imagine the outrage that would happen if Aquila actually managed to beat MKLeo, because so far Aquila has been able to beat pretty much every other single top player. I'm not sure, I don't think he's played Spargo, and I don't know if he's played Tweak, and I'm not sure if he's played Gluttony, but he's managed to so far beat every other single top player. Obviously, he won the Invitational, which was probably the most notable, and obviously that sparked a lot of Twitter outrage as well. Twitter kind of went crazy when he won that, and he was able to kind of run through the bracket without much difficulty. He didn't lose a single set. So I can only imagine the future, and why I titled the video what it is, that this match could determine the future of Smash, depending on how it goes, because for me there's 3 different ways that it can go. One, MKLeo wins, and obviously people are going to be like, and if that happens, I think Ultimate will continue on the path that it is. I think people will continue to say, oh, Steve is broken, because I believe Steve is going to get even more results. But people are going to be like, oh, but MKLeo can do it. So obviously he's found something out that we don't know. And then people will keep pointing to him instead of as an excuse to say, like, oh, yeah, Steve shouldn't be banned. Look at this guy. He was able to do this, and he's the best player in the world, so he knows something we don't. Now, if MKLeo loses, I could see the Steve ban argument going a lot higher, and I think this depends on how MKLeo, if he gets beaten, like say MKLeo gets beaten 3-0, or say MKLeo loses like 3-2, and then they play again in like the grand finals or something, or in the losers bracket again, and Leo gets beat again, I could see the argument for banning Steve going to an all-time level high, because then even the #1 player in the world would be no match for these Steve players, especially a player like Aquila, who's just come out of the woodworks and has just won everything. It would give the people saying that Steve carries somebody a higher argument than it did before. Even though I do not completely endorse that argument, I do believe that, you know, even the Steve players will say that they're kind of carried in a sense. But if MKLeo actually loses, I think that there is a chance that Steve will actually end up being banned at some point. Because I think I don't know if it was a troll or not, but I'm pretty sure there was a certain region that actually did ban Steve already, But obviously, like I said before in my previous Steve videos, there have been regions where characters like Bayonetta and Meta Knight were banned, but so far we've never had a global ban list where any Smash character was officially banned. And that's what you would want for Steve, to have this be a monumental thing. Obviously, certain areas can ban whatever characters they want, but it's not really monumental or on the Smash like global scale, which is what people are talking about with banning Steve. Especially since we've realized in the past that not banning characters like Meta Knight or Bayonetta ended up resulting in the death of a game, which is the main point of this video that I wanted to make, is that if MKLeo loses this and this match goes in a certain way, you know, it could lead, and I'm not going to say it explicitly, but it could lead to Ultimate's premature death in a way. Obviously, I don't think we're going to be getting another Smash game. There's obviously I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think we will eventually get another Smash game. It could be drastically different. I don't know if it's gonna be the same. It probably won't be this game scale, and we could get it. It could be many years in the future. It probably won't be anytime soon. But I think the competitive scene will continue to have this like outrage to it. Basically, it was how Bayonetta was at the end of Smash 4's lifespan, especially leading up to Evo, the Evo disaster in 2018, with Lima and Captain Zack. With all that happening, I don't think it'll ever get to that point with Steve, because I think one of two things will happen: either Steve gets banned, or people will stop complaining about Steve because, say, MKLeo or Spargo or any of these other top players figure out the answer to Steve, and the Steves stop being as oppressive as they were, and then ends up nothing happening, and Steve just becomes a problem, a small bump in the hill of Smash Ultimate's lifespan. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think the results of this match will drastically change the ban Steve argument? Do you guys think that nothing new will happen and we'll continue on the same path we go in? Let me know that in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. I will see you guys next time.